Morning everybody, happy Friday. Welcome to Friday the 3rd of August. It is it's the end of the week. I don't know how you guys feel that your week's gone, but I really feel like this week for us has just been completely ridiculously insane and busy, and I think I managed to travel to I think 3 states in like 3 days. It's just, or 4 states in 3 days. I don't know, something ridiculous. Good morning, Helen. So today what I really want to talk about is a couple of big insights. And it's been a really interesting conversations that I've had with clients of mine, interesting conversations that I've had in my own head with myself. So some of the biggest insights, I think, relate to this feeling of confidence, mastery, and really knowing and owning your stuff. So it doesn't seem to matter how much success we have got underneath our belts. There still seems to be, good morning, Ainsley, there still seems to be this, like these things that rattle around in our heads when we perceive that things don't go quite the way that we want, or in the speed that we want, or without getting the feedback that we're kind of expecting / wanting immediately. Now, this doesn't mean, and what I've seen play out for myself, and I've seen this play out for clients, it's like every one of us have a much bigger impact. Morning, Margaret. We've got a much bigger impact. We have a much bigger impact than what we actually realize. And probably number one, what we give ourselves credit for, but also number two, what other people give us credit for, right? So for a lot of us, we're high achievers. We're really in the business of getting out there, changing lives, transforming people, helping people, being of service. And a lot of us do a lot of free things, right? Whether it's guest speaking, whether it's webinars, whether it's network events, whether it's keynote speaking. You know, you might get paid for some of those. It might be free. You might do Facebook Live videos or whatever. And a lot of the time, we don't always get from our audiences, in however they're formed, we don't always kind of get the feedback or the validation that we're looking for. Now, that doesn't mean that we're getting the negative feedback, right? Because I don't think that tends to happen very much, particularly when we know our stuff, right? It's more around, you know, when you go out there and you're doing a job that you're doing, and sometimes we can have those little cockroaches rolling around going, man, you know, I could have done better, or it didn't seem to hit the mark, or whatever it might be. So, you know, clients have said this to me where they've run webinars or they've gone and done videos, and, you know, they've got lots of people seeing it, but not very many people reacting and interacting and things like that. Yet, you know, 2 or 3 weeks later, they'll be talking to someone and they'll say, oh yeah, I saw that video that you did and it was freaking amazing. It was awesome. You know, thank you so much. It helped me. So where I'm going with this, the insight here is that we don't always get the immediate validation or the immediate pat on the back. It doesn't mean that what we're doing is not having an impact, right? So what we are doing is having an impact. When you're going out there and you're being of service, there is a, I can't remember what the universal law is, but there's a lag time, right? And you can go and do something now, and there is a lag that happens between it hitting, like what you're putting out there, like it hitting the right ears, it hitting the right people, it hitting the people who are going to then feed that back. So we've got to make allowances for that for yourself, because otherwise, here's what happens. We kind of go, that was really terrible. That was really shit. You know, I didn't do that very well. You know, they didn't like me. It didn't hit the mark. I wasn't very clear. I wasn't very articulate. You know, blah, 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 blah. All the other bullshit self-talk that goes on in our heads. When in reality, the people who are watching are just almost, they can be really mesmerized by what you're saying. Or it might be a really new idea. And so their brain is trying to catch up and process what it is that you're sharing, and then it's also trying to work out how to apply it. Morning, Joe. How to then apply that into their own lives and into their own businesses or into their own practice or into their daily habits, or how it works, how they can use this information to benefit themselves. So the insight, and I suppose the pat on the back for you guys from me today, is when you're out there and you're putting your stuff out there and you're doing it from a place of giving and being of service and sharing, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get something back from it. You may not get the immediate validation or the immediate pat on the back or the high fives and the cheers and the comments. It's about being consistent, right? Be consistent, keep showing up, do the things that you're doing, be strategic in all of that as well, but just know that there is this, the law of lag, I'm going to call it, that, your stuff that goes out there is having a ripple, it's having an impact, and it will come back to you. I promise you it will come back. It's about being consistent. And I guess that ties into the other insight that I had this week, which is around momentum. So momentum takes time to build, and it doesn't take much for it to kind of slow down. So again, this ties into the piece about consistency and understanding and acknowledging and being okay with the fact that for every step, every 2 steps, every 3 steps, every 4 steps, every 5 steps forward, if you kind of take the foot off the pedal a bit, it doesn't mean that you're going to go back to zero really fast, but it does mean that if you take your foot off the pedal, it might come back a little bit, but it's not going to take anywhere near as much energy for it to lift up to that next level. Okay? I trust that makes sense. My celebrations this week are clients hitting targets. I've got a corporate handover today, which I'm really looking forward to doing. It's a client that I've been working with for the last 6 months. Product-based business, big corporate company, doing all the things that I talk to you guys about every day, instigating this directly into their business, building a strategic social media presence, building a strategic online marketing strategy. And it's paid off, and I'm just so beyond thrilled. So I'm really looking forward to delivering that today. I've got another corporate client where we've got leads coming in, and the feedback from his audience has been absolutely amazing. Really excited and looking forward to that too. So they're kind of my big celebrations. My other celebration is I am not leaving the state at all next week. So yay! Which what that means is like regularity and consistency in terms of the videos that we're doing. So yay for next week and all of that. So have a really great Friday. Let me know what your celebrations are this week. What are your big breakthroughs? What are your insights? What stuff are you really proud of that you've done? Because I'd love to share that with you and celebrate and kind of like keep you moving along. Have a really beautiful and amazing weekend. Apparently I am now the mother of a 17-year-old. Someone tell me how that happened. It's all a bit crazy and ridiculous. So we've got a weekend filled with her and honoring her and celebrating her birthday. So have a beautiful weekend, everybody. I'll see you all on Monday. Bye.